Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Can y'all hear me all right? What's up, what's up, what's up? Not a bad daily close. Not a bad daily close, lads. All right. Oh, man. What's up, Demo? What's up, NS? What's up, Cornholio? Keeper's Way. My streams are not frequent enough, this guy says. I'm ready for the neck. It's free main, free main. You can do whatever you want. It's main, free neck cam. Let's fucking go. Free the neck. All right, guys. So I'm gonna do the neck reveal here. I'm wearing a tank top, and I'm disgusted with how fucking pasty I am. But we're gonna do it anyways. So this is because we hit 50K. So 50K Bitcoin. I promised I would do the neck reveal. So we're gonna do the stream in a tank top. I apologize in advance for my pastiness. I live in Canada. Give me a break. Don't get a ton of sun here. Yeah, I also don't think my neck is as big as people think it is, but we're gonna just go with it. So, all right. Here it is, boys. Here is the neck. Is it everything you dreamed of? I'm so pasty, I can't stand it. But the neck, I don't think it's that big. I mean, maybe. What do we think? Do we hate it? Do we love it? Should I put a shirt on? Alright, fuck. Okay. We got the guns to go with it. Not really. The traps be decent. The traps be decent. Arms be decent. The neck is thick. All right. Man, I know I look like shit. I literally haven't slept very much. I had a late night, staring at the fucking charts. So here we are. We hit 50K. Obviously not the reaction I think most people wanted. I think most people were expecting us to just absolutely, blast through. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the PA today. We saw kind of a swing failure pattern. We saw crazy funding. I think everyone, for the most part, was expecting some sort of whipsaw. At the 50K level. So I'm not surprised that we've seen that, and I think it's not that bearish. Maybe we're in a rising wedge, but personally, I think high time frame still super fucking bullish. I think 50K is a meme at this point. Big figure, round number, sure. People have some sells there naturally. But I don't really expect it to be an issue on the next test. I think a lot of longs or a lot of sell walls got cleared out last night, and I think when we do break through it, we overshoot it. So let's just kind of go through Bitcoin price action. Let's kind of see what I see in terms of what could be next year. More up, more down, best case scenario, worst case scenario. We'll just do that kind of thing, and we'll go from there. I'm not really concerned. I still think, high time frame right? Like, I don't know. This just doesn't seem like the top to me. I know some people are wanting to call top. A lot of people wanted to call top here and wanted to call, this being the beginning of the end. And, look where we are now. I don't think Elon Musk buying $1 billion, $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin to put on the Tesla balance sheet. Michael Saylor, I think, is buying another $600 million worth. I don't think these are things that are happening at the fucking top. But could be wrong, obviously. Yeah, let's just look at the chart, forget all the fundamental bullshit, and just kind of see, what we're thinking here. So I'm gonna go to a chart that has a little bit more history here, right? So that's not one. Here we go. So, to me, if I had to guess where we are in this cycle, I think realistically we're probably in like one of these two areas here. I don't think we're here yet, and I definitely don't think we're here. I still think we're pretty early, all things considered, and I think we have more upside coming on Bitcoin. The thing is at these prices, right, what is the upside, right? Let's call it 50K. We're at 50K essentially. 100K, which is like this big crazy number that everyone wants to talk about, it's only a 2x from here, right? So there's absolutely going to be other shit that outperforms Bitcoin, going higher. But at the end of the day, I mean, if Bitcoin goes to 100K, a lot of shit is going to go much higher, which I think is great. So I'm expecting an overshoot of 50K sooner than later. I am expecting some probably altcoin stagnation or weakness, just with Bitcoin being on the precipice of a big move in either direction. And then I think once Bitcoin breaks up, because it's all about the law of attraction, we got to speak it into existence. I think after it establishes a new trading range, much like it did here, right? I know it doesn't feel like a range, right? But once Bitcoin broke up here, right, there was some great alt rallies, the last handful of days. Same here, right? Once Bitcoin kind of made this range, alts, went crazy. A lot of alts went absolutely nuts. I mean, from here to here, multiple alts, did 5, 10x's. So I think once we do break up, I think, you wait for us to establish some sort of new range, and then that's when alts get fun again. You got to be careful holding altcoins, during these, potential expansion moves, right? So, yeah, let's look at Bitcoin here on the daily. We'll start on the weekly, I guess. So worst case scenario, right? So I mean, this is the candle people are trying to call top on. I know it's still early in the week. It's only Tuesday, but people are trying to call top on the chart, right? I had someone post I saw like a post for like 30K retest and all this shit like here. Right here, like that's crazy to me, right? We just had this huge impulse that just broke us out of a month-long consolidation, right? How is this, to me, not the same as like something like this, right? Big ass consolidation here, impulse out. Big ass consolidation, impulse out. So that's kind of my feeling, right? Is we're seeing, the beginning of another leg here starting, but obviously could be wrong. But on the weekly, where is support, right? So if we're thinking worst case scenario, this thing does have a serious pullback. I'm thinking this is your weekly support as well as here. So I did like a quick video last week at some point, just like a lo-fi beats and charting video. Basically anywhere in here, I'm a big time buyer if given. I don't know if we're gonna get that low. I think not actually. But if given the opportunity, I'm a big time buyer into these weekly levels. That's your previous all-time high. That's the open of a bullish weekly order block that we've now formed here. So I'm bidding the shit out of that with my eyes closed. I don't think we're gonna get down there, to be honest with you. So could you say momentum is waning, right? Maybe, right? Maybe, right? But we've had situations like this before, right? We've had situations where price looks like, it's making a rising wedge, right? And then it breaks up anyways. So we've had these situations where, price is looking like, okay, maybe it's topping, right? And then we have another leg. who did a great, I think Cold Blood Shill and Tyler Durden both did good posts about this, right? Because I know a lot of people are posting the rising wedge, right? I know a lot of people are posting, bearish divergences. They're posting, 3 drives charts, right? 1, 2, 3, bearish divergence. This thing's gonna fucking peel over. To me, this is just a slow grind up. Like, to me, this is bullish. Yeah, maybe it's a rising wedge, but in these, bull market conditions, a lot of time the rising wedges, these rising wedges break up. So I don't necessarily think this is super bearish. I don't think that this SFP means that we're going to zero, or we're gonna retrace this entire fucking pump. It just doesn't make sense to me, right? We had an SFP here, a little bit of a pullback, made a higher high, right? SFP here, a little bit of a pullback, maybe we're gonna make a higher high now. So still looks great to me. High time frame, zero worries. The problem is when you get to the low time frame. When you start getting into the intraday trades and you see people trading with a lot of leverage, that's what's generating these wicks, right? It's these apes on derivatives platforms going in with 10, 20x leverage, getting absolutely whipsawed. When in reality, right, like we just spent fucking an entire month consolidating here, broke out, and then you're gonna go and get liquidated here. It just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. So turn down the leverage unless you know what you're fucking doing. But to me, again, high time frame, nothing to worry about, right? 3-day chart, I don't think there's anything to worry about. Again, any sort of pullback here, I'm longing. I don't know if it happens. Go down to the daily. You could argue that we have, pullback and a fill-in of some of this candle. Definitely possible. So if I'm looking at the daily chart, this is where I'm bidding, right? The shit out of. Again, I don't know if we come down this low. Right? But this is confluent with that weekly level that I gave you, right? The weekly order block. There's your previous all-time high, right? There's your kind of 6-2 retracement. So if this were to pull back, right, I'm trying to long either of those zones for the next leg up. I personally do not think we're going down here, but this would be a daily trade setup, a swing trade that you could take with your stop down here, right? Something like that. I don't think that that's going to happen. I think we're more likely to do something like this and then continue up. But I'm just laying out possible scenarios for you guys, right? I have zero interest in shorting this market. Even if this is a top, right? I'm way more interested in saying, okay, where's the support, and then looking for bids than I am trying to short this thing. Because to me, maybe we come down to here. But I think it's just as likely, it takes one company coming out saying they bought a bunch of fucking Bitcoin and all of a sudden this thing puts in a fucking Elon candle right in your face. So not interested in shorting, regardless of what, even though this may look like, oh, it's a rising wedge and it's got a bearish divergence, I don't give a shit. I'm not shorting it. I would rather long the dip. We're in a bull market. So I'd rather say, okay, if this is topping, where's support? I'm going to long support, right? So that's a daily potential setup there. To me, we're holding this level, right? And we've held this level, we're grinding our way up. So I don't really see, an issue. You can zoom in a little bit. We've got an H12 level here now, right? This is now kind of the area that I want to see hold, right? Wick below, but now we're moving above. Like, to me, this looks like it's just stepping up, right? Higher, low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, right? Potential higher high coming next. So I think that this is just consolidation, right? And I think it ends with a breakup. What could happen, potentially, right? We could see some sort of, another move, right? We could see a big move up and then a fake back down. A lot of shit can happen, right? But to me, I think bullishness is the way you lean right now on Bitcoin until it gives me a reason otherwise, right? Like, this is not a nuke off of this SFP, right? If this thing moved down more aggressively, sure, right? But we're literally right back up here the next day, right back up into the area. So to me, I think pretty clear on the H4 We'll even go down one more here. To me, a H1 close above here, right? I think it's just, you just get in a long. Right? If you're not long already, I'm long already, right? But I think above here, you just get in a long. I don't really see what rejects this, right? I just don't. So I'm bullish on this. I think it looks good. To me, this is, you know, very much still going up, in an uptrend. Call it what you want. Call it a rising wedge. Call it whatever the fuck you want. I think this, whatever this fucking pattern is, I think this shit breaks up hard when it does. So you could even just use 50K as your level, right? Right? Wait for a close through 50K, because then we're gonna mark up, right? To me, we're gonna mark up like something like this is what I would see happening, right? I think if we break out of this shit, right, above 50K, easily going to like 52, 53, 54K, no doubt. So I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I don't know what else to say. I think we go higher. You know what? This has been tough to trade for sure. But you know, to me, it's been, you know, you long every dip, right? There was your first dip, right? Second dip was into this breaker thing, and that got tagged a few times, right? I posted this one on Twitter. Posted this area on Twitter. Said as long as we're above here, I think we're good. I posted that like sometime last week, right? Multiple tests, but we're moving away. We ran all of these lows here, right? Again, last night, SFP'd the high, right? Swing failure pattern the high. Came back, tested demand. Demand held. We're pushing up again. So to me, as long as we're above here, I think we do this, right? I think we leg up. You know, maybe we do one more of those. I don't know, but I just think multiple tests here. I think this thing is gonna bust out sooner than later. You know, the dumps have not made lower lows, right? So generally, what you want to see in distribution, right, is if this thing is distributing, right, the dumps, you got to start seeing breaks in market structure, right, to the downside and bearish market structure. We just haven't seen that. Each one of these dumps has made a higher low, right? And even the recoveries have all made higher highs. So that just doesn't read as distribution to me personally. All right, so I'm still leaning bull. I like how this looks as it is right here. Put 50K right on your fucking chart. The one thing is, like, so yesterday, like, I should have known better. So like I stayed up way too late yesterday, and you know, because I was watching, I want to be on screen, you know, and in a long on a 50K break, and when we broke it here, this was like fucking 4 in the morning for me. The derivatives were absolutely juiced relative to spot, right? The premium. Like I think at one point, FTX the BTC perp was like $400 or $500 ahead of the spot price, right? So that's not good. Generally, that means that there's a lot of leveraged players, right? You know, bidding the price up. Like the, you know, perps hit 50K well before spot, and then naturally that's when you get this, and then consequently this, right? Is that's washing out all those high leveraged players. So looks pretty good to me, man. I don't know. I'm not really too concerned about price action. I think this is an uptrend. I think the daily, all things considered, that's your daily close. I think that's pretty good. And I think it's just the waiting game, right? I think this is the waiting game right now. And I think the target is like right around here, right? I think the target is like 52 to 53K on a leg up. And then we'll see what happens, right? If we have some sort of move above, right, and then a breakdown, right, then that might be a shorting opportunity or a reason to get out. But for now, this looks okay. I've listed some buying the dip areas for you guys back into here. If that happens, I don't know. But for now, I'm leaning towards more upside. Be careful with alts, because if this does go up, or if it does have some sort of big breakdown, your altcoins are likely going to get smashed. because the BTC dominance chart, right? Everyone tells me they're like TA doesn't work on the dominance chart, except for every time I draw TA on it, it fucking works. So I don't know. But I drew this initially here. Excuse me. Saying it looks like we were rejecting, right? We've had a nice run, right? Most of 2021, we've had a lot of great moves on alts. Here's why in a chart. I said we were coming into support here. We also retesting this trend line here. And as you can see, we're getting a little bit of a reaction, right? So if Bitcoin is going to have a move and this thing is going to get a bounce, right? I would not be surprised to see alts take a little bit of a dicking. So just be careful, obviously, with your altcoins. But ideally, we do something like this, right? Where we push up, we make a lower high, and then we break down here, right? And then this is where, alt season, occurs. So, not that I don't think alts have been going ham as is, right? There's been so many altcoins that have done, 5, 10, 15, 20x, since the start of the year or, the late last year, November, etc. So, a lot of these coins have gone absolutely bonkers. I don't know if this is alt season, but I mean, a lot of coins look like this, right? 3,000%. So a lot of shit is popping. Anyways, so that's Bitcoin. Let's see. See if there's any chat here about anything other than my neck. Sorry about that. Okay. Please no nuke. Ni hao, wealthy chairman. Yeah, fuck. Asian session. Please do not nuke on us. If you love your neck, set it free. Prepare the memes. When is your OnlyFans launching? Well, if Bitcoin dumps, I'll be launching an OnlyFans. I'll be like Soldier Boy. Oh my god, laugh my ass off. Elon only bought the pump for the neck reveal. Absolutely. I texted my boy Elon. I said, listen, Elon, we got to get Bitcoin to 50K. People want to see the girthy neck. Let's make it happen, baby. And send me one of those Cybertrucks while you're at it. This is it. This is the top. Yeah, this is probably the top. Me showing my neck on a live stream is definitely a top sign. That would be too funny. Holy fuck, CT ain't ready for this. Holy shit, that's so massive. Whoa, damn that neck. Bullish, thick, oh my. Is it even real? It's real. Like a pit bull neck, sexy as fuck, thank you. That's a stable head. Yeah, the head's not going anywhere. You lift, bro. I do lift. Big chungus neck. That boy thick. 50 out of 10. Canada here, BC as well. Nice, Ian. I'm in Vancouver. Sexy as fuck. Thanks, Janice. We love it. That's good. Just hide your face. Should I just wear a mask and just have my neck out? Yeah, I'm in BC. Love it. Fuck the guns. That neck. You lift daily. I lift about 4 days a week. Most of what I do is, I guess, what you could consider powerlifting. So squat, deadlift, bench press, overhead press, that kind of stuff. Biggest neck on CT. Hit up them shoulders. Fucking cold, eh? Thickest neck for the boys. The camera angle doesn't help. I want to get a proper camera for these streams. I want to get like a whatever they use, the fucking Nikon DLSR or DSLR, whatever it's fucking called, like the vloggers use, right? We gotta make this shit professional. I'm moving into a new place in 2 weeks, and so once that happens, I'm gonna set up like a proper studio kind of vibe. I'm gonna have a green screen. I'm gonna have all sorts of cool shit. It's gonna be awesome. The neck can support the Burj Khalifa at the top. You could snap path, probably. Neck looking like the Elon candle. When Jim live streams. In Spain, we say no more neck than Fernando or Alonso. I'll have to look that guy up. You're a man of your word. I believe it. Can you chart some DeFi coins? Yes, absolutely, I will. I have an exam tomorrow, but I stayed awake to see if you'd really do the neck reveal. I don't lie, baby. I don't lie. I keep it real with y'all. Are we going along our longs? I mean, I fucking hope so. I want this shit to break up so goddamn bad, you guys. You have no idea. It's not because I'm underwater on longs, but I am underwater on longs. That's a hench-ass neck. I don't know what that means. What's up, Chase? NFTs are pretty hype for 2021. Gonna take a nibble. Nibble indeed. What's up, Cause? Holy shit, powder, bro. We need to get you some sun. Dude, I know. I live in Vancouver. It rains all the fucking time. I'm gonna have to start getting like, getting like fake tans or something so I can even this out. This guy says, how is Ether looking? To me, it looks like manipulation. We'll cover Ether next. You killed our boy Turbo. Turbo is annoying as shit. Okay. Fucking, yeah. Hat and a tank top, you bum. Shut up before I fucking hit you with the Amaterasu, cred. Make me a mod. Okay, I'll make you a mod, bro. Alright, cool. Cool. Yeah, we got 300 people watching. It's fucking awesome. Give me some fucking likes, please. 47 likes. I'm gonna die from a lack of fucking dopamine, y'all. Okay. So let's look at Ethereum here. So Ethereum, Bitcoin, very critical area for me here. So obviously, naturally, I had to attempt to call the bottom, and it's not going so well, guys. So I had this area marked of importance here, right here, right. There's already arrows there, right. So I'm basically saying, okay, this is a key SR flip, right? This essentially capped price for like 3 years. So getting above it to me was super bullish. But I wanted to see it act as an SR flip, right? Move above, hold, and then leg up. I do still think that we're going to 0.055. I think that's inevitable. But if this is going to drift lower first, right, that could be potentially bearish for Ethereum USD. I'm not saying that Ethereum USD is going to shit the bed, but let's say Bitcoin breaks out to 55K and this chart looks like shit and it wants to go down here because the Bitcoin dominance chart is going to put in a big bounce, right? That means that Ethereum USD will likely get dragged up by Bitcoin moving up, but it will underperform Bitcoin itself, right? So this is a chart you want to pay attention to, right? If you're long Ethereum instead of Bitcoin right now, you got to just kind of question, is this shit going to bounce, right? And if this shit is going to bounce, great. If this shit is going to fucking fall a little bit further, good chance on this next leg up, we're going to see Bitcoin outperform Ethereum yet again. All right, so I'm still watching this area. I want to see where the weekly closes, right? So this is a weekly level, so I'm going to give it some breathing room. Just like you see here, right? We had a wick above, right? But we closed back below the area, and then we had to move down, right? So I will allow for a wick below the area, but if this weekly candle closes below here, I'm going to be looking to buy lower. I'm going to be looking to buy in here, and I'll show you where this level comes from in a second here. But that is kind of my barometer for FBTC right now. So if the weekly closes below this area here, which is like, 36376, 36,376 Satoshi, I'll be looking to buy here, okay? If it can close within this gray box, put in a wick, right, then I do think we're going to see that move up. And once we see that move up, because I'm expecting it, to me this is still bullish, right? This is an uptrend. This is an uptrend, absolutely, right? The question is this the higher low, or is the higher low going to be down here? Eventually we're going to here, and when we do go to there, that is when I expect Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin, right? Because it has outperformed Bitcoin, in December and in part of January, and it's been underperforming Bitcoin since then, right? So this is what you want to watch. This is what you want to fucking watch. So if you go down to the 3-day chart here, right? We had that SFP. This essentially marked the top, right? We've come into this area. It looks like it might have bounced, but we're kind of, slow bleeding through. So this is the area of interest for me right here. if we fail here, right? So I'm going to wait. The week is still young. It's only Tuesday, but if we weekly close below the gray box, I'm going to be expecting this to act as the next area of support, okay? And if you pull out your fib, right, this lines up pretty well with, you know, a nice 62% pullback right into your kind of OTE and upside. Again, this is not bearish, right? This is bullish to me. This is a major break in market structure to the upside, right? We just took out 3-year SR. So to me, getting down here, I don't think is the end of the world. I would rather us hold where we are, right? Super bullish scenario, right, is we hold the 0.32, right? That's always the most bullish scenario, the 0.382, right? So if price is super fucking bull, I want it to hold this, right? But still bull, you know, we could come down and test this area. So if that's the case, right, this is where I'd be looking to load up on Ethereum USD longs instead of Bitcoin, right? Because this could take a few days to a couple weeks to drag down here. And if that happens, you don't want to be sitting in FUSD longs because they're going to be underperforming Bitcoin, right? If this is going down like this, if this goes down to here, if Bitcoin pumps or dumps, Ethereum is going to do worse in either direction, right? So if Bitcoin pumps, Ethereum's going to pump less. And if this moves down here and Bitcoin dumps, Ethereum's going to dump harder, right? So you're going to want to pay attention to this chart. If we cannot hold the weekly here, I'm looking to get an FUSD longs here. Eventually, I think we're going to trade up to here. Eventually, we're going to get 2K Ethereum, 2,500 Ethereum. There's no doubt in my mind, but it might just take a little while longer, unfortunately, right? Bitcoin is still the king. Bitcoin dominance is still showing like it might want to bounce a little bit here, right? So if that's the case, you know, watch out for your alts. If we come up here, maybe there's a, you know, there's a good chance that that breaks down. But if this just rejects here, right, then sure, alt party ensues. This is the only chart you need, right? When this trend line finally breaks down, we're going to see serious parabolic activity on some alts. And we already have, but even more so, right? So look at all your alt charts and look at how they've performed since, you know, January. And then look how they performed in kind of May to September. And then look how they performed, you know, here, right? And you're going to see there's periods where alts are going crazy. It's when this thing is in a downtrend or putting in red candles. All right. So FBTC on kind of losing support. Want to see it hold. If it comes lower, I will buy lower. But yeah, not loving it. But again, I'm still high time frame bullish. Like, I'm still bullish on this chart. Like, I don't care that this all closed, you know, below here. Like, to me, this is bullish market structure in the making here, right? I mean, we could come down to here, right? Anything is possible. Does that line up with that 3-day block? I think it's below. No, not even. There you go. So here's that 3-day block I was talking about. Pull the fib, right? There's your OTE right on this block. That lines up very much with this kind of monthly breaker is what I would call that. I would call that a monthly breaker. So again, could come down here, right? But to me, this is all still bullish. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully we just bounce from where we are here, right? But anything is possible, right? Anything is possible. I'd much rather we just bounce from like this SR here, right? Monthly SR here. I'd much rather we just hold this area, you know, 0.036 essentially. I'd much rather us hold there. But if we come down, we come down, and we got to play what chart is in front of us. All right, let's look at Ethereum USD. Ethereum. All right. Okay. Chase, Cause, Cred. Is this the PA Pimps meeting? ETH heavily oversold? Suppression? I don't know. It sure is. Did you mean a daily close or 4-hour close? I don't remember what I was talking about. But if you're thinking Bitcoin over 450K, I'd like to see like a hourly close at least. Higher time frame, the better. Ain't long in Asia session. I know, man. Those fuckers. They're always fucking us. How about some more likes? Thank you. I agree, Tony. ETH is doing really bad. Worst of any altcoin. It makes no sense. Need some thoughts. So hopefully that entire rant I just gave you about BTC explains why ETH is underperforming altcoins, right? If you're looking at Sushi BTC, why do you think Sushi BTC is doing better than BTC? Right? Well, not even by much, right? But this is a much more serious uptrend here, right? This is why Sushi has been outperforming ETH, right? Let's see. What's a coin that's gone absolutely mental? Curve BTC, right? So this is why most of these coins are outperforming Ethereum, right? For a period of time, right? Is when this is in an uptrend, right? It's bullish. So look where this came right to. Boom. Smackdown. So a lot of these coins have been outperforming Bitcoin, and consequently, for a period of time, right, we're outperforming ETH, right? So for the month of January and most of February, Curve has been outperforming ETH. That's why you're seeing Curve do better than ETH. Same thing with, Sushi Ethereum, right? Exact same thing. Sushi has been outperforming ETH since November, right? So you want to know why your altcoin or ETH is doing worse than whatever other altcoin you're looking at. Chart them against each other and you can see. It's no different than charting ETH against BTC. The logic is the exact same. If BTC is bearish, right, your money is better off in Bitcoin than it is in Ethereum. Right? If BTC is bullish, your money is better in ETH than it is in BTC. Apply that logic, that concept to any pair of coins, shit, to any asset. So you could say Apple divided by Tesla. There's a way to do this. Hold on. Apple. Hold on. Am I doing this wrong? What the fuck? Okay, hold on. Apple. No. Hold on here. There's a way to do this. I fucking know it. Tesla. Maybe I gotta do it like this. There we go. Okay. Exact same concept I just explained to you with Ethereum BTC or any altcoin versus Bitcoin, right? Applies here, right? So Tesla, for all of 2020, has been smoking Apple. It's been outperforming Apple, right? And if you're going to say, okay, well, let's look at the stocks individually, right? Well, you can see why, right? So the Tesla, Apple is in an uptrend, right? Apple is still bullish. Apple's a good buy, right? But Tesla has been going up way more. So what you can see is that even though Apple is still a bullish stock, it's still gone up for most of 2021 or 2020, excuse me, and 2021. Tesla being the numerator over the denominator of Apple, it's been outperforming. So if you compare Apple to Tesla side by side, right? If you compare Apple to Tesla side by side, that's that fraction broken into two different assets. So that's no different than looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's the exact same concept, right? Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Why do alts die when BTC goes up? I've seen it happen so many times, but I don't get it. Well, I just explained it to you, right? Every single altcoin, right? Every altcoin, what is it paired against? It's paired against Bitcoin, right? So go back to grade 5 math. This is a fraction. What happens if the denominator of a fraction gets bigger, right? The fraction as a whole goes down, right? If this is also getting bigger, equal to the amount that the denominator gets bigger, it's flat, right? But if this is going down, right, relative to this, or this is just going up, and it's going up more than this is, the fraction as a whole will go down. So that's why you see altcoins go down when Bitcoin is really strong, right? This entire conversation is Bitcoin dominance. Dominance, denominator, right? So when the Bitcoin dominance is weak, right? When it's weak and this is going down, right? The fraction as a whole has an opportunity to go up. So when you see Bitcoin dominance looking like this, and you see the alt BTC looking like this, that's going to be your ideal conditions to get in a long on the alt USD pair, because it's going to be outperforming Bitcoin. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Yo, what's up, Waro? Why don't you follow me on Twitter, bro? What the fuck? You can come watch my stream, you follow me, homie. Nice of you to join, though. Why do people say they're alts to buy BTC? So hopefully I just fucking explained that all to you, because I think that was pretty thorough. Okay. So let's look at Ethereum USD here. We'll look at Ethereum USD. I'll look at DeFi coins, guys. Yo, what's up, Jack? How you doing, homie? User says, bro, I don't read my Twitter DMs. I'm sorry, I get like fucking 30 a day. It's very hard to keep up with. Hopefully that fucking explanation helped, guys, because that's like 101. You need to know that shit. What's up, Crypto Good John? How you doing, man? You look sexy in that beater. Thank you, bro. Okay, gonna cover Ethereum USD, guys. Then I'll cover Litecoin. Then I'll go over some DeFi coins, all right? So let's look at Ethereum BTC, or Ethereum USD in Bitstamp. Okay. So again, crazy bullish, right? Crazy bullish. Obviously, just broke through all-time high. Where is SR, right? Notice how previous all-time high here, right? Look what we have form here on the weekly, right? Nice little demand. So can we come back here? Yes. Do I think we're going to come back here? No. But in terms of the weekly chart, that is your support resistance area. If for some reason this thing retraces super hard, this is a buy every fucking time on the first attempt. So this is an interesting area to keep your eye on if we have some sort of crazy pullback, okay? I don't think we're coming back that deep. I think people waiting to bid at like 1,300, I think that's a little bit of wishful thinking. So one of the biggest differences here that we kind of had, right, is we had a similar, breakout structure to all-time high, just like on Bitcoin, right? Like this was 20K, like we didn't break it right away, right? Like you look at Bitcoin, we didn't break 20K right away, right? We had a little bit of consolidation under here, right? So similar there, but I want to see expansion now, because once Bitcoin broke 20K, we saw expansion to the upside. So that's what I want to see on Ethereum now. I want to see Ethereum break out and get going, right? But, again, this is kind of similar to what we're seeing on Bitcoin right now, right? A rising wedge. If I zoom in a little bit more, this is not that terribly different than what we're seeing on Bitcoin right fucking now, right? Where we're seeing, multiple, stop runs to the upside. We're seeing kind of a rising wedge, right? Everyone's like, oh shit, this is the top, SFP, it's dumping, SFP is the low, it's pumping. But the entire time, right, just like on Bitcoin, we're putting in higher lows and higher highs, right? And then naturally, you guys know how this ended. And eventually just fucking broke up, right? So why can't that happen to Bitcoin? It absolutely fucking can. So I'm not super bearish on Ethereum either. Again, Ethereum USD or Ethereum BTC is something I'm paying attention to, because if that is bearish, right, we're going to want to focus on Bitcoin longs over Ethereum longs, right? But broke at all-time high. I think it looks good structurally. I don't hate it. I would like to see, a bit cleaner of a trend, right? But I think it's just a matter of time, really. So we have some sort of, demand here, right? We've ran this low into demand. So I want to see this area hold. As long as we hold this area, I don't think there's a reason to be super bearish. Could we flush down lower into the 16Ks? Absolutely, right? We could come down into here. But I don't really want to see us lose a 1-on-1 extension. So I'm thinking about 2300 is my target once this thing breaks out. So this is what you're going to want to watch, right? As long as we're holding above here, I don't think you worry. I think any sort of dip you get below here, right? If it's a wick and it's back above, I think that's an absolute banger long. I don't really want to see us trade below 1600. If we start trading into this order block and we start, not getting a quick reaction, any sort of move down here, I want to be fast. If we start trading down here, right, I'm going to buy it. We start losing levels here. We start forming low time frame bearish market structure. I don't like it as much. But for now, I think this is your breakout play just above 1840. And as long as we're holding this gray box, I don't see any reason to freak out on Ethereum yet. And I think there's better charts out there to trade. You don't have to trade this fucking thing, right? Everyone always complains, me included, right, about Ethereum, right? Like, oh, fucking Ethereum's never breaking out. Fuck this coin. Why do I keep longing it? It's like, well, there's fucking literally hundreds of other coins out there that you can long, and there's so many of them that have better market structure than Ethereum does. So it's up to you what fucking coins you're going to want to play, right? So not too worried about this one. Okay, Litecoin, Bitcoin we'll look at next here. Shut the fuck up. I feel like 100 people have asked the exact same question here about altcoins and how they're correlated to Bitcoin, right? So hopefully I've done a good job of explaining that. What's up with DeFi? We'll cover DeFi. I'm going to cover Litecoin and I'll look at some DeFi stuff, okay? I'm going to cover LTC right now. I see DOT on the list. Should I understand that price is going to 50? I don't fucking know. Maybe. Any updates on snow? I'm going to be doing a video on snow soon. Can you check EGLD? Sure. Is this going to be a 2-hour stream? I don't think so. I don't think so. Cake went parabolic. Okay. What do you think about the falling wedge on FBTC on the hourly? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I want to see it bounce, right? I don't want us to close below this gray. So I want this to close up here and this to just be a wick below the support, right? Alt BTC, but then Alt USD should hold the same surely, but it doesn't. Absolutely not. That's exactly what I just explained, right? The Alt USD performance is going to be dependent largely on the Alt BTC performance, right? So go rewatch that part of the video, right, to get it really drilled in there. Yeah, Waro bro, follow me, dog. What's up, man? You know, like my memes? What alts are you trading? Most of the stuff I trade, you can see right here. This is 95% of what I trade. Abe, I will cover Abe. Can you show us your trades? What do you mean? Like, you want to see my account? Because then I'm not interested. But I post trades on Twitter, you know, with stop, entry, target. This is like literally 2 days ago. Stop, entry, target. Telling you I was taking profits. So I post my trades. Not all of them, obviously. Thoughts on SFP, SafePal Wallet? You're going to be getting one. I have no idea what that is. I will look it up. Good to see you. So it was a leveraged trade. So I didn't own spot. So I took profit on that. I will look to re-add. I still think it looks bullish. Okay, people are just requesting a bunch of altcoins. I can't even know if you read my message so much. I don't know what the lag is going on, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening. Normally it's good. Okay, I'm going to do Litecoin now, and then I'll get to these requests here in the chat. It looks like we lost a lot of people because it was laggy. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully it gets better. I don't know. Okay, so Litecoin. Litecoin Bitcoin is what we'll start with. Okay. So this is one I've been watching, right? It's been just looking like absolute dumpster fire. Right? So this is absolute dumpster fire for so fucking long. Right? But it finally was bleeding down into monthly support. Right? So just bleeding. So why has FBTC broken its all-time high and Litecoin has not? Right? It's because of this chart, right? So if I compare FBTC, right, to this, right, you can guess which one of these has broken its all-time high and which hasn't, right? It's this one, and why it's this here. This leg here, right? Look what Litecoin's done during the same time, right? So this is F trending up against BTC. This is why the FUSD chart is through all-time high and why the LTC USD chart is not, right? It's starting to look good, right? But it's still not, you know, trended nearly as hard as Ethereum USD, right, which is well past its all-time high. Litecoin is more like, you know, here somewhere, right? And that's because of this, right? This is a divergence here. FBTC in an uptrend, LTC BTC in a downtrend. You can now chart this divergence on its own, right, with LTC Ethereum, right? And now you can see that during this same period of time, right, here's your divergence, right? Right here. So this is 2020 to now. 2020, right, to now. Look at what's happened on LTCF versus what's happened on LTC or FBTC. F has been outperforming LTC for most of the month, right? Or most of 2021. It's been outperforming Bitcoin for most of 2021, and LTC BTC has also been in a downtrend, right? So that what I'm showing you is a divergence between LTC and F and LTC and BTC, and that explains why, in the month of January, for example, right? If you look at the month of January, right, what did this do? Look at the monthly candle for LTC. From open to close, it's only 5%. Yes, it went up more, but open to close is about 5%. Whereas if you look at this monthly candle for January, right, it's like 40%, right? So that's your explanation right there. This thing is downtrending, this thing is uptrending against BTC and against each other, right? So that these are the types of analysis that you want to do if you want to start nailing your entries. If you want to nail your altcoin USD entries, you need to be analyzing the altcoin versus Bitcoin, and you need to be analyzing the altcoin versus Ethereum, right? Because that's kind of the king of the alts. So if your altcoin is underperforming Ethereum and Bitcoin, why are you fucking in it, right? Simple as that. So I do think this is coming into support. So to me, this is setting up for a bounce, a big one, right? So we have monthly demand here, right? We've retraced this entire pump of 2017. Entire pump all the way back to the initial demand, and you can already see it starting to respect it a little bit here, right? So we've retraced the entire pump back into monthly demand, okay? Zoom in a little bit, right? Zoom in a little bit, un petit peu. Right? And you can start to see here on the weekly, still not bullish, right? This is still very much not bullish, right? This is a downtrend. We're making lower highs and lower lows, right? So still not bullish on this thing. But we are starting to potentially bottom here on the weekly, right? So you can see we have an SFP here, right? This candle, nice big bullish engulfing candle, swing failure, this entire range. So this entire range ran the low, bullish engulfing, right? Still not bullish, still not enough to all in LTC, but it's constructive, right? The trend is going to change on the lower time frame first. Zoom into the daily. Now we're starting to cook. Now we're starting to cook a little bit with gas, right? With gas. What do we have here, right? We have downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. All of a sudden, what do we got? We got a higher high, right? So this is your first clue of a market structure shift going on versus LTC versus Bitcoin. So if this thing starts putting in bullish market structure, what you're going to see is Litecoin USD outperform Bitcoin USD, okay? Doesn't mean you should all in Litecoin, fuck Bitcoin, because all it takes is Bitcoin to go on a run and this can do this, right? But you can start timing your entries, allocating your portfolio based on this type of analysis, right? So something constructive in the works here. We came into that monthly demand. We're respecting the level. We're putting in our first piece of bullish market structure. So it's still a little too early to tell, right? If this thing is going to reverse, I'm betting on yes. I'm more aggressive with this. I started longing Litecoin at like 150. I posted it all on Twitter. I've talked about it in videos. I'm bullish on Litecoin. I do think Litecoin is going to have a period of time where it's going to outperform Bitcoin soon. And I do think we bottom in this area here. I do think we bottom in here. So where do we need to get above, right? So to me, this is going to be the floor that we want to reclaim. Okay, right? Because this is kind of your floor here. We broke the floor, right? Above, but back below. Once we get above here, right, I think we're going to see expansion. This thing is barely fucking moved, right? You look at so many altcoins, they're all like this against Bitcoin already, right? This thing's barely fucking moved, and there is no alt season without Litecoin, okay? This is going to have a period of time where it goes crazy, right? Where it goes crazy versus Bitcoin. It happens every fucking cycle. I do not think this time is going to be different. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for this thing to continue to put in a little bit more bullish market structure. But I've been building a position not just on perps, but also on spot Litecoin with the expectation that this thing continues to break up. Now, BTC dominance, could be seeing a bounce. Could we see a pullback here? Absolutely. Effectively, similar to Ethereum, right? I don't really want to see Litecoin come below this order block here, right? So if I put on my regular fib, there's your OTE. This is where my kind of line in the sand is. I don't want to see Litecoin come below here, right? As long as it maintains this, I think it's going to make a higher high. I think it's going to take out these highs, and we're going to see Litecoin finally get to its all-time high and hopefully beyond, right? So good look here. I'm bullish on Litecoin. And then you can look at Litecoin versus Ethereum, and I charted this on Twitter, and I shared it, and I said something's brewing on Litecoin here, and this is what I was talking about. I was saying I think we're going to see a potential reversal form on Litecoin Ethereum. What does this mean? This means in the month of February so far, Litecoin has outperformed Ethereum. We can check, right? Month of February, Litecoin, top to bottom, right? It's up 83%. Ethereum, still up a lot, right? But not as much, 48%. That divergence, that difference there is this fucking chart right here, okay? So I don't know how much more I can explain that, but hopefully that fucking makes sense, because this is really valuable information if you're trying to be a better altcoin trader. You need to look at this kind of shit. You need to understand it, because otherwise you're going to long Ethereum and Litecoin is going to outperform it by almost 2x, and you're going to be like, what the fuck? Well, you weren't looking at the comparables, right? You weren't comparing Litecoin to Ethereum, and you weren't comparing Litecoin to Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. Juan Kelly wants to know what my trades are right now. Right now, I am long Bitcoin, I'm long Ethereum, I'm long Litecoin, I'm long Ripple, and I'm long BAND, BAND USD. Can you look at REN and SNX? Sure. This is lagging so much. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why it's so fucking laggy. It says that the stream is excellent now. Okay. What are alts are you bullish on long term? Zero. I'm not bullish on any altcoins long term outside of Ethereum. Really, in terms of just usability, right? I don't know, but I'm a terrible person to ask. You need to ask Trader XO, guys like that, Altcoin Psycho, guys who study altcoins and know the fundamentals. I don't do any research on any of that shit. I just look at the charts and I trade the charts. That's why I'm still trading Litecoin when Sushi's done a 30x. I'm fucking sitting here, jerking off, longing Litecoin for a fucking 2x. But I think all altcoins eventually go to zero for the most part, or effectively zero. Yes, they will pump, but who gives a shit? I don't think most of them, for the most part, have any real world utility, but maybe I'm just a salty old man and I don't understand it, so that's why I have that opinion. I'm more of a margin trader of Bitcoin and Ethereum than I am of, an altcoin trader buying bags and holding them. But if you want to know what I think the current hype cycle is and the alts that are going to do well this cycle, it's basically anything DeFi, right? Seems like anything DeFi is the shit. It's like that's the new ICO. I don't think it's like the ICO craze where all of them are vaporware, but I think DeFi is definitely where you want to be paying attention. You want to be longing those DeFi alts. Then again, legacy alts had a crazy couple days last week. So cheers, mate. You're welcome. How do you find information about trading? I've been practicing for years and years and years, spending lots of time in the chart, taking courses, that kind of thing. What's your opinion on dropping volumes on BTC? I have no opinion. Can you check OMG? Sure. What do you think of ONT? I'll take a look. If I was a woman, I'd hit it. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. See Adam, seller, Gert, entry for LTC. Okay, let's look at what's up, SZ. Let's look at LTC USD now, right? I just gave you my big fucking spiel about LTC BTC, right, and LTC Ethereum. So as you can see, look at where we're topping, right? I had a bunch of people right? What's funny about Twitter, right, is most people are always late to the fucking party, right? Everyone's always late to the fucking party. So I was talking about being bullish on LTC, this entire area here, right? For most of the month of January, I'm like LTC, 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 LTC. Why? I saw that LTC Ethereum reversal printing, and I saw LTC BTC coming into support. And we also just broke major market structure on the USD pair. So I'm like, I think this thing's going to make another leg. So I got long all in here, right? And then I said I'm taking profit at 225, right? Which is just this weekly supply here, right? Why is this a key level? Up candle before this down move. We came back, boom, reject, right? So this is going to have a reaction on the first test, 9 out of 10 times, right? So that was my TP. Obviously, we hit that level, pulled back, but we're recovering quite nicely. We're back at 210. So, I'm super bullish on LTC still for all those reasons I explained. You zoom in here, you have support here at 170. I don't know if we get that low. But this is a very nice breakout. I mean, fuck, why trade ETH, right, when LTC looks like this, right? Again, there's always a coin that's going to have better market structure and be trending that you can fucking trade instead of trading. Like, don't force a trade on Ethereum if the trend is not clear to you, right? You don't have to force it, right? So this looks super fucking clean to me. Dips are for buying on LTC, absolutely. So just looking at the 3-day chart here, right? We have support right here, right? Right around 170. So any sort of dip there, boom, you're buying it. A breakout above here would be your breakout long. So any sort of break and close, even on the daily, or the H4, I would even take. Look at how well it respected. H4 close above 225, I think you can break out long Litecoin, targeting 300 at the very least. So I'm super bullish on this. I think it looks fucking good. This wick, right? The high there, nice little back test. Maybe that's the low. I don't know. But to me, there's no real support until here. Right? On this time frame, right? On this time frame. What do I do? Do I make them white? There you go. So again, if Bitcoin wants to turn over, whatever, Bitcoin dominance wants to pump, I would buy here, right? Otherwise, I'm breakout long, right? A breakout long would be what I'd be looking for. Above here, breakout long, send it for another leg. But this looks great to me on all time frames. Super bullish. Right, you could argue there's your level right there, right? So there's your previous high, right? Boom, came right into it. Do we test this area again? Maybe, but yeah, like I'm a buyer on Litecoin at basically all levels here, on a pullback. So if we do get some sort of pullback, I'm longing in here. I'm looking for bullishness. I'm looking for longs. In this area, or I'm breakout longing, right? Those would be the two scenarios that I see for Litecoin, because I took most of my Litecoin off the table because I was paying an absolute fortune in funding because I was long on perps. I do own some spot, so I'm not completely out, but I had a huge perps position open and I was getting absolutely torched on funding. I was paying like $100 an hour. It was criminal. But yeah, this looks good. This is going to break out. Like, this is going to go again. Question is does it do this? Right? Or does it just break out from here? Either way, this thing's going up. I'm bullish on Litecoin. Okay. So let's look at some DeFi shit. Sorry, guys. Girlfriend is texting me. Okay. So let's look at some DeFi shit, right? So you can look at the DeFi perp, right? This is going to be a good barometer. Oh, God, that would have been a nice long. This is going to be a good barometer, right, for DeFi as a whole, right? So, like, you want to know what altcoins you should have been paying attention to. Anything DeFi. Look at this fucking chart, right? This thing's been going absolutely nuts since, inception, but especially since November, essentially. So, this has been going absolutely crazy. So you want to be paying attention to DeFi coins. While this is bullish, it looks like we might be printing our first red weekly candle. It's only Tuesday, right? But we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green weekly candles in a row, right? So I don't know exactly what's in this, but I know it's like a lot of the majors, like AV or AAVE, Link, Sushi, that kind of shit, right? You can look up the contents on FTX, but this is a good barometer for DeFi as a whole, right? So is the top in? I don't know, right? This could be just this, right? That's what we could be seeing right now. This is the most topped it's looked in a while, right? Since here, right? So we had a top back in the summer, right? And then it fully retraced, but then obviously this bubble is, absolutely destroyed that. So to me, it's very clear, right? Across the board, right? So some DeFi coins are going to look slightly better, slightly worse than this because this is a basket of coins. But this is clear, right? This is clear to me that this is key support, right? So as long as we're holding above here, no reason why we wouldn't expect another leg up on this thing. If this loses this daily support, that's when we could be seeing some sort of, I don't think the top for DeFi, but some sort of medium-term top. And we could see some of these DeFi coins, retrace because they've been going absolutely crazy, right? 7 green weeklies in a row. The perp itself since November, just the basket, is a 7x. So some of the coins within here are up more than that, some are less. The average is a 7x in like 3 months, right? So that's crazy. So a pullback is not completely out of the question, and it is something you should be aware of and prepare for if you own a bunch of fucking DeFi shit. You want to look at this thing and figure out if this thing is going to reverse or not. But this is daily support here. As long as it's holding daily support here, I don't think there's a major cause for concern. But again, Bitcoin, little shaky. Is it going to break out? Isn't it? Bitcoin dominance. Is it going to bounce? Is it not? So I would not be surprised if this thing falls through the floor, right? This has a ways to go till the next daily level, right? So if it falls through the floor here, right, that's a 20% haircut. Some of your alts are going to drop 10%, 15%. Some of the alts in this basket are going to drop 30 or 40%, right? So just be aware. We are on daily support, but this is something I would be monitoring if I was heavily exposed to DeFi, which I am not, much to my chagrin, because I'd probably be a lot richer, and it is what it is, though, right? So pay attention to this and wait and see, right? If this is just a fucking retest of support here, right, then we're good to fucking go. We're Gucci Mane. But if this, dribbles through here, long way down here, right? And a lot of DeFi shit, looks absolutely overextended, right? Like, look at this, right? This thing, huge pullback here, right? Huge potential top here, right? I'm not saying this is the top, but that kind of looks blow off the toppy, right? Sushi looks okay, but sushi kind of looks like it's putting in, a 3 drives pattern. Kind of looks like Bitcoin, to be honest with you. This looks very similar to Bitcoin right now. But anyways, yeah, this could this be topping, right? Link, is that it, right? Is that all Link has? What's another DeFi here? Alpha, right? Not looking great. So you're gonna want to watch. You're gonna want to watch that DeFi perp, and then obviously your individual altcoins, and you're gonna want to draw support and resistance, and see if we catch a bounce. So support until it's not. but be careful. ONT. Let's take a look. So I absolutely smashed this one out of the fucking park. I don't know what else to say. So I posted this on Twitter, right? I said my first area of interest was $1 and then 130, right? Where did I get those levels? Okay, the dollar level comes from right here. The 130 level comes from right here, right? So we came, smashed through $1, right? We barely even hesitated at $1, right? A little consolidation, boom, up to 130, pull back. So this still looks good to me, right? I think this still goes up. To me, this is just, you know, we hit resistance, right? We hit resistance, we're pulling back. To me, once we get back above here, right, we're back into full bull mode on this thing, up into here, right? This would be my next level of interest, is at 180, okay? So for now, sideways within this range here, you know, a little bit of consolidation after a breakout move, not crazy. This can retrace into this here, that's not out of the question, right? If the market on, you know, on the whole takes a shit, this thing has, this is inefficient price action. It's all green candles. But above here, you know, I'm interested in getting along again on ONT, back into about 180 is where I'd be looking. And so why is this bullish? Why did this work, right? Well, few things, right? My entry was based on big SFP here on the weekly, right? Big SFP on the weekly. I dialed it in, right? I ended up longing it, you know, in this consolidation here. But you look at this chart, right? This is your reason we had that run, right? The reason we had the run is because we had a big move on this, right? Once this broke out of this, right? Once we had this breakout, February 10th, right? Look what's happening here. February 10th, right here. Right, so the correlation is clear, right? The BTC pair does well, the USD pair is going to do well. Right, so this looks good to me, right? This looks like a breakout and a retest here. This could come down here. I don't know if you count that wick as a retest. You know, this could come down here again. But I think this looks pretty fucking good to go up into here. Right, so just a matter of time, I think, till this thing probably does one of these. But feel pretty good about it. Feel like that was a good trade. Feel like this looks fine still on both the BTC pair and the USD pair. All right, I gotta go to the gym soon, so I'm gonna take a few more things, and then I'm gonna. All right. This guy says, Trader SZ, what do you think of YFI? Bro, I'm on stream right now. Why don't you ask me, man? Come on. I'll chart YFI for you. YFI. Don't even remember drawing this, but that looks like a pretty clear break and retest of all-time high. So I think this is actually a pretty good looking chart, right? Look at the retest there, right? So all I did was take, I don't even remember drawing this, but must have been from a previous stream, right? All I did is take that candle there, right? Draw that out in time, cap price, broke through. That retest is a long, always, right? So there's your long. You also have the confluence of this daily demand, or this H4 demand that's formed here, right? So this thing should not get back below here. If this is going to go up, it should not get back below the gray. So I think this actually looks pretty good. If I pull a fib, I bet you the OTE is right here. There you go. I don't think this should come below the 0.79. 37,175 is where I'd have my stop, just below there. And I'm going to be targeting 53K. And I think that gives you a decent risk reward as well. Right? So if you were to long it, let's say you just longed here. You didn't even get it on the retest, right? I'd put my stop just below there. I'd probably put it like here, that might be a little too loose. Maybe here, right? And I'm targeting a new high. You know, it's almost a 3R entering now. But ideally, you're entering right on the order block. And it looks like this is probably going to give you one more attempt, maybe, right, to get in. So, looks pretty good. Of course, you have a girlfriend. We're in price discovery. Ugh, okay. Every day is neck day. Love it, bro. Thick Mexicans. Thanks, bro. Please, no bragging about having a girlfriend, bro. We're all gonna have girlfriends at the end of this. We're all gonna make it. Holy fuck, we almost have no shirt on. You goddamn right, Mitch. Alright, how do you define support and resistance? Range for consolidation. I use supply and demand trading. Order blocks is what I call them. Any interest in going over EOS? Sure, I'll go over EOS. EOS is a coin that I have had a love-hate relationship with for a very long time. So, let's see. Is it finally time? Is it finally time to long EOS? So, I mean, this reminds me very much of ONT, right? Big old weekly SFP there. Another weekly SFP here, right? Nice little breakout. We're in a resistance here. I don't see why this doesn't come up to here. Question is when, right? So, looks okay. It's in a resistance here. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. Basically want to see it hold this, right, for a leg up. So consolidation here is fine, right, but needs to hold this, clear that, right? But this looks pretty good. I mean, this is clearly bullish market structure. Broke a bunch of previous highs. I wouldn't want to see it lose the red box here. But looks okay to go higher, actually. Don't hate it. EOS BTC, naturally, got to look at that, right? And it appears to have put in a nice couple of candles here. I hate when they don't have the full fucking chart. Like, oh my god, is that a fucking destroyed coin? But, right, we had this low here, right, that got ran. Reclaim the low here, right? On the 3-day. So, to me, what are your areas of interest? Here. Actually, I think here. Right? And then this is your demand here. So needs to hold here, right? We saw a little bit of a push on the USD pair, right? There's your reasoning right there. But yeah, if this can go here, right? This has a lot of fucking room to come back. This thing's been bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. You know, this is probably capitulation here, right? That's gotta be. So, you know, hasn't broken out yet, but looks okay. I think if it gets above here, you know, it can get interesting, get a little spicy, you know, kind of up into here. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I don't hate it. Make sure you train the neck, bro. I think the neck's been trained too much. I need neck reduction at this point. Take it off, he says. Take the shirt off. At 100K, I will do a stream shirtless. How's that for a deal? It'll give me time to lose some of my fucking bulking weight by then, because I'm a fat fuck right now. Okay. I gotta get ready for the gym here, guys. I'm gonna do one more coin. So I'm sorry if I didn't get to your coin, guys. Please, please, please join my Discord. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. My Discord, I'm gonna work on being more active in for the rest of the year. You know, you can drop charts, tag me and shit on Twitter. I do my best to respond. But yeah, please join the Discord. So if I don't answer your questions here, you can ask them there. And there's also a bunch of great traders in that Discord. It's completely free, where you can ask questions as well. I also have an entire educational section in the Discord where you can learn how to do charts, how I do them. It's completely free. Link is in my description of my Twitter. So check it out. But I'm going to choose one more coin here to do, and then I'm going to go hit the gym. Because I got to keep these net gains going, guys. I can't have a day off. I'll lose all my gains. Okay, let's see. I see Dot. I see Badger. I see Elrond. I see OMG. I see Band. Okay. I'm going to do. All right. I'll do a couple more. I'm gonna do Hyperspeed Dot right now. I just love you guys too much, man. I love you guys too much. I just want to keep doing charts for you. So again, super clear. You know, here I probably covered this in the last video. You know, this candle here, draw it out. Looks like a very nice SR flip has formed here, right? As you can see, very clear SR flip. This to me looks like bullish market structure. I don't know about you, but that looks like bullish market structure there on the H4. You know, on the weekly and shit. This looks pretty fucking good to me. You know, we broke through whatever this is, if that's all-time high. This is your weekly demand. So as long as we're holding above here on DOT, BTC, I think that's very bullish for DOT USD, which I imagine probably looks pretty good. It's like the only green thing in a sea of red on my charts here. DOT USD, let's see. Look at that. It's flying. Why is this fucking flying? Because this looks fucking good, right? So, looks pretty good to me. This is hella wicks here, which I hate, but this is daily demand, right? So as long as DOT holds daily demand, there's no reason to expect it to just completely melt, right? So you have the same thing here, right? Never came back and retested, but it doesn't every time, right? You have the same thing here. Right, yeah, a couple of opportunities to enter there. So this looks pretty good to me to just continue pushing higher as long as DOT BTC continues to push up. So there's a reason this is an outlier relative to the rest of the market, and it's because of the strength of the DOT BTC pair. All right, we're gonna do OMG. I don't even remember drawing on this thing, but right there's your bottom, right? Full retrace of the entire fucking move right into that demand there, bouncing. Zoom in. What do we have here forming? This looks like a pretty decent uptrend. You know, this is probably some resistance here, right? But this looks like an uptrend to me. Looks like an uptrend. So as long as this keeps making higher highs and higher lows, I think this looks fine to go higher. Has to get above here, obviously. Has to clear this area for continued bullishness. USD pair. Again, I don't even remember drawing this shit. But there you go. I have no idea when I did this. But I don't hate it, right? BTC pairs in an uptrend need to continue to go higher here. We've kind of got a double top forming so far. So, I mean, I'm not really interested in longing this thing until it's above that area. I think that is your draw. So above here, breakout long towards 1050. Otherwise, I'm not really interested in touching this thing. It's in a resistance here. So want to see this breakout before I get involved in a long. Okay, RSR. Again, I've charted a lot of these coins before. I just never follow up on them because I don't trade any of them. You know, just kind of going sideways here against Bitcoin. This is not really a trend, right? This is a range. So that could be super bullish, right? Like if you compare it to this, right? This went in sideways for a while and then exploded. So, you know, don't love that wick above everything and that nasty close. But this is just a range. This is not broken out yet. So for this to be bullish, you need to see a breakout. We need to see some sort of you know, bullish PA outside of the range. If that happens, this thing can go crazy, right? Because to me, this is bullish, right? This is consolidating, right? Accumulation, right? So if this thing breaks out of here, I think it can mark up like crazy and probably go pretty high. But for now, RSR probably has been, you know, flat relative to Bitcoin, and it's probably been underperforming most altcoins if I had to guess. So again, I don't even know when I drew this, but it looks like I said bounce off that level, and it did, so there you go. But yeah, basically I think I was just highlighting this massive consolidation here, saying I expect this to break out. And that's exactly what happened here, right? Consolidation, there's your daily demand there. It never broke. Consolidation, broke out, retest. So, you know, hopefully this isn't the blow off the top. I think the RSR Bitcoin pair looks like it's, you know, going sideways. It's accumulating. So I think that's good. But need to see, obviously, this thing hold some sort of retest now, right? It's basically fully retraced that move. So I would want to see it hold here, right? So if it can hold here, I think this will make another leg and it will look good. And if this can break out, right, that could be, you know, muy picante. That's Spanish for bullish, not Spanish for spicy, very spicy. All right, we'll look at band because I have a bag. So I think this chart looks pretty fucking good to go up, right? So you have this kind of demand down here. Again, full retrace of the move, right? We're coming into, you know, supply here and we're pushing up into it. So again, nice long wick, ran that low, pushing up into supply. It's just a matter of time, right? So something like this to me, I think is a good bet to have a big move up. Right, so I'd be looking at this and I'm saying, okay, once it breaks through here, you know, that's a 50% move from here, right? That's another 79% move from down here, right? It's almost a 200% move. So this looks pretty good to me. I would be, you know, waiting for it to get above, right? Like unless you're buying, you know, spot where you're buying on dip, sure. But in terms of like a perp play, you're going to want to see this thing break out, right? So it's bullish, right? This is bullish to me. Pushing into that level. We've had, you know, 1, 2 tests. We're starting to crack. I want to see us hold here. As long as we hold here, I think we will get that breakout to here, right? And then you look at band USD, right? And you zoom out here. We've broken above all-time high, right? And we're retesting it. This looks like a bunch of other coins that we've charted, right? This looks like DOT, right? So DOT did the exact same thing, right? DOT BTC, right? Broke all-time high, retest. So something similar happening here, right? Broke through all-time high, retest. So now I want to see some bullish price action form here, right? I want to see it hold this consolidation, right? I kind of see this as just like a, you know, a triangle here, right? So I don't know, maybe it continues to grind down, but I need to see this thing break out for me to get really excited, right? And once this thing breaks out, it's consolidating above all-time high. I think it looks pretty good, coupled with how good the BTC pair looks. So that's it, guys. I gotta go to the gym. I gotta take my pre-workout before my appointment, or else I won't have any energy to get huge. So hopefully this was valuable for you guys. Rewatch this episode 100%, not just because I want the views, but because I covered a lot of stuff about comparing alts to Bitcoin, alts to other alts, and relative strength between the two, divergences between the two, so you can find the alt USD plays that are gonna really do well. Oh, what up, Bagsy? So yeah, check that out. Watch that again. If you're still confused about it, watch it again. If you're still confused about it, watch it again. Join my Discord. Ask me directly. But I think I did a pretty good job explaining it. C55 Chad says, can you chart LDC USD? I already did. Can you also, people are over leverage trading. Do you think alts at the moment are just whales shaking people out? Yeah, like, I mean, when you see those crazy whipsaw wicks, that's the people who are highly leveraged getting shaken out. So when you see a really high OI, open interest, and you see really high funding, meaning longs are paying shorts, it means there's a bunch of apes, usually on Bybit, who are long with really high leverage. And so those wicks come to take people out, right? Can you explain why you see coin paired with BTC? I covered that hugely in the start of the video. All right, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in, as usual. Thanks to Prime for putting this video on every single week. Hopefully be back to my more regular schedule starting on Sunday. I will upload probably a video either tomorrow or the next day. So stay tuned for that. Please like the video, share the video. Really appreciate it. Really helps me out. Otherwise, thank you so much. Talk to you guys soon.